Pele report on Wednesday. It was Christmas Day. I was in silent retreat. Not allowed any internet or phone access over there at Pachamama. So this report, and then I'm going out into the middle of nowhere. Actually, last night, my truck broke down, my four-wheeler, out here in the middle of nowhere. There it is. Got that baby running last night thanks to this mechanic. But anyway, this is an astrological report. For the 2 weeks, really, it's I'm going back out into no man's land here for 10 more days or so. I don't know when I'm going to get internet. I don't even know when this report is going to get up. I got to find an internet cafe somewhere. So this report is really for the whole year end. Yeah? We've got these, these astrological aspects don't pay attention to the days of the week. We've got big energy going on here as this new moon that's happening on Wednesday is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Right now, today is Friday, the moon is in Scorpio. It goes into Sag on Sunday, where it stays, to Capricorn on Tuesday. Thursday goes into Aquarius. Next Saturday goes into Pisces. Following that on the Monday goes into Aries. So I'm doing a 2-week Pele report here. I guess I'll just find a nice place somewhere along here. This is great. Most of the beaches are totally packed, but since there's no roads out here, there's not so many people. Oh my God. Life is so awesome. All right. I think I gave all the aspects. We still have Venus retrograde. Mars is coming in here, squaring Pluto on Monday. It was square Uranus. So we've got this Mars square, and this new moon is square Mars, and it's opposite Jupiter, the new moon. We're getting into a little bit of a grand cross that I've been talking about for a while, and it's only going to intensify here. This is freaking intense. So let's explore the energy a little bit. Talk to you later. All right. Well, this is a 2-week Pele report, so I'm just going to relax, kick back. Who knows how long I'll talk. See what comes through. Where to start with all of this energy? Let's start with Mars going into Libra a couple of weeks ago, around the 6th or so of December. And this is Mars. The drive, the impetus, the cutting edge of the sword, of the scalpel, the masculine quality that wants to penetrate, initiate, begin, coming into Libra. The scales that are seeking balance, coming into equilibrium with the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, me and you, giving and receiving. And I talked about, last week that Mars came up and it opposed this Uranus. It talked about the nervous system and the kidneys and everything just really getting blasted. Just did some Osho meditations, bouncing up and down. My kidneys were killing me. I also talked about surprises and accidents, of electronic and mechanical nature. Freaking truck breaks down yesterday. I gotta watch this stuff. You'd think I would know better. That's what astrology is all about, is to feel the energy coming. But you can't feel everything coming, or it would be absolutely boring down here. Anyway, to get back to this balancing of the extremes, Libra is the most extreme sign of the zodiac. It's seeking balance. Okay, the teeter-totter has been way this way or way that way. Libras have either been, very often, on top, removed, better than, and they need to come down. Or, you know, if you got a lot of Libra energy in your chart, maybe you've been down and on the bottom, and this lifetime is about asserting yourself and coming back, you know, up. But the main thing is, and I'm going to just go around this whole grand cross now and just look at what we want to do is we want to come into balance. It's the middle way that's got to be happening here. And it's an exciting time because we can clear so much shit. This is not just like the end of the year. There's like no accidents in astrology. There's no coincidence that this grand cross is coming at the end of the year, because this is a time of ending. And when it comes to endings, with this Chiron and Neptune both in the sign of Pisces, the ultimate end, and Saturn in the north node of the moon in Scorpio, the end of self, of ego, of my separate individual self, in order to deal with the outer, the bigger, the alchemy of transformation through and with another. It's very good that this Capricorn party, if Capricorn parties, I mean, usually Capricorn suppresses so much that when they do party, boom, you know, everything comes out of the closet, man. So yeah, when Capricorns party, they really party. They're more the angry drunks, you know. Some people drink a lot and they get, you know, passive and mellow and sit in a corner, and then other, you know, drinkers, you know, because the alcohol and different drugs just bring up your unconscious, which is your shadow, which is everything that you've stuffed. So a lot of people stuff their self-pity, you know, and so when they, you know, you know, go into their shadow, you know, they get all, you know, soft and squishy and whooshy because, you know, they're not that way. Anyway, I'm going all over the place. What the hell? But Capricorn party is what? New moon, sun, moon, conjunct Pluto. Mercury went into Capricorn like last week. Venus went retrograde in Capricorn. All right, so, whoa, baby, yeah? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you know, we've got this Capricorn party going on. Square to Mars in Libra, square to Uranus, you know, over there in Aries, and opposite to Jupiter down here. And this is the thing. We live in a polarized third dimensional consciousness, and in that duality, that nature of duality, we evolve through the third point, counterpoint awareness. As we move from one polarity and we seek to balance it with the other polarity, that movement creates a transcendental state of observation and awareness. Yeah? And we enter the unified field. So what we want to do is, when this grand cross comes, it's like, okay, well, as that Mars seeks to, you know, in Libra, seeks to balance itself with Aries, boom, it bumps into Uranus over there. And as Pluto in Capricorn seeks to balance itself, right, with Cancer, boom, it runs into Jupiter. It's like we've already got a foot in the corner. But it's this different energy. So I just want to go around and let's look at, we'll start with the biggie. Capricorn, Pluto, you know, it's in there for like 16 years, 13 or 16 years. And, you know, it's at like 11, 12, 13 degrees. It's, you know, it's coming around here, you know, squaring Uranus and Mars, transforming. And it's a deep, long, powerful transformation, having to do with our relationship to authority. And Capricorn seeks physical and financial, earthly security. Cancer Capricorn is the security axis, and Capricorn is the earthly part of it. So we're all dealing with money issues. We're all dealing with security issues. We're all dealing with survival issues going on here. And the beautiful part about this is that it's sextile. The north node of the moon in Scorpio. Yeah? And you know, Saturn's moved out, but it's still in Scorpio. And that north node of the moon is the way out. I'm going to get to the way out and where all this is leading and what's the best, you know, way through this time period. But Pluto's like a black hole. I can't get enough. There's a fear there. It's this root chakra around survival. Give me more money, give me more power, give me more authority. And as we seek to fill that deep need, we bump into who's got the authority, who's got the money, who's got the power. Yeah? And it's like, okay, this is transformation through confrontation with forces beyond our control, people beyond our control, governments, religions, authorities, parents, family. We can't control these people. We can't control this outer world. So this Pluto is coming through and it's transforming our relationship to that, our understanding of that. So in balancing this Plutonian energy, this is a time of dealing with duty, with responsibility, with the past, with karma. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is this lord of karma, duty, responsibility, and law, and it's squaring this Mars in Libra. This is a time of people popping up from out of the past, situations wanting to be resolved and cleared, karma wanting to be cleared, and it's not going to be easy. And I'll say that our tendency is to back off and avoid confrontation. Mars in Libra wants to hightail it away from confrontation. I want peace, love, joy, happiness. I'm a mediator, I'm a balancer. I don't want to fight or confront. But this is, you can't get away with that approach now. It's not right, it's not good. Do not hide, do not run, do not avoid. Pluto, this whole Grand Cross is calling us to be true to ourselves, to speak that truth, to face that big ego, to face that big other that in some way, shape, or form has held us down, suppressed us, dominated us in the past. And this is the time of liberation. It does not have to be, and this would be the polarity. It's like balancing passive and aggressive these days, and finding that middle way is not to get angry and through the anger attempt to dominate or play their game or jump into that lower vibration, but to simply remain in Jupiter in Cancer, in my own truth, in my own heart, in my own feelings, in my own space, speak my truth. And here's the challenge: with compassion, in a nice way, and resolve, rather than continue the parlay, the duet, I'm thinking of, the swords, the duel. It's time, we can put down our swords, and sometimes that's not easy. When somebody has a misperception, or comes at you with a memory, or comes at you, with some place where, and they judge you, and you feel oppressed, you feel hurt, you feel judged. Some of the tendency can be to rebel and to revolt, put them in their place, straighten them out, get back, show them who they are, and bam, you've lost. You've lost yourself. You've lost your truth. You've lost your peace. You've lost your Libra. You know, Anubis weighs, the Egyptian god, you know, at the portal of death, weighs your heart with a feather. If you overly react, overly respond, get overly defensive, and by overly defensive, you become overly aggressive, and, you know, you end up, instead of like being attacked, you counterattack, and the beat goes on. And then your heart's heavier than the feather, and you got to come back for another life. You got to go down the wormhole again to the third dimension. Sorry, you've been demoted to the third dimension. No, there's no up or down. The third dimension can also be seen as like where the action is really happening, where God, Goddess, where Source, Creator is, you know, evolving, you know, at faster than the speed of light in this frickin' dimension. This is where it's going on. That's why we're all in bodies now. Let's look at Uranus and Aries. Uranus and Aries is awareness, the third eye, Promethean energy, awakening, aha. I want to break free, I want to liberate. I can either deny that and have accidents happen, or people leave me, or get fired, or car breakdown. You know, you need to let go. We're not going to let you back into civilization. You need a break. Bam! Just thought of that. But it's this balancing. If you are individualizing, if you are opening to your truth, which in Aries is my animal self, my desires, my body, my instincts, my cellular structures, my magnetic sexual attractions, and I am not, yeah? You know, I'm not denying, I'm not suppressing, I'm not hiding, I am true, I have an animal body, I have desires. It's not that I'm controlled by them or ruled by them or unconscious of them, and I'm sending out all kinds of weird, distorted, perverted energy. But I'm saying, this is coming up for me. The definition of who I am is what I choose. And in order to choose accurately, it's being honest with what I'm feeling, with what's coming up, with who I am, with where I am, and putting it all on the table. And this is a time when all of our stuff is getting thrown on the table. And if you are honest with yourself and you put your stuff on the table, you reduce the amount of conflict in your life where other people have to do it for you and bring all of your stuff and put it on the table. So like when we get out of denial and we get out of avoidance, then it actually opens up a lot of harmony and opportunity for more peace in all of our relationships. Yeah? So this Uranus, you know, the bad way to go is to not break free, is to not, you know, open and to not awaken to the ultimate truths of your unconscious self. And the other extreme is to just, you know, break free, rebel, revolt, screw you, goodbye, you know, that's what I think, and I don't need and I don't want, and I'm not part of, you know, this or that or you or this community or this relationship or this family or, you know, that's the other side of Uranus. So again, it's the middle way, not rebelling, telling everybody to screw off, and not suppressing my truth, my need to be different, unique, and individual. We need to balance those. So Pluto is about power. We need to balance our power, not be powerless, and not be overly dominating and, you know, forceful. Uranus Yeah, we need to balance, you know, our need to individualize. Let's look at Jupiter in Cancer, the inner child, the need for touch and nurturing and holding. And I'm a little baby and I want to be breastfed and I want to be, you know, suckled. You know, come on. What's going on here? The beautiful part about Jupiter in Cancer is that I feel at home with myself and I feel at home with my needs. And I do have an inner child. And I'm okay with that. And it's changing. Ruled by the moon. Cancer, you know, is my feelings are changing with the moon as she changes signs and nature is changing. And I don't have to make sense. Intuition is not making sense. It's not logical. It's not rational. I've got feelings here. I'm a human being. So Jupiter just wants to be human. And that's beautiful. And that's the good side, the upside of Jupiter in Cancer. You know? We're all human. We all have needs. Come on. You know, let's all do group hugs. You know? Group love, enjoy. Give myself what I need, take what I need. I come first, I'm narcissistic, I am this, I. Then you get to the downside of Jupiter in Cancer. Yeah? It's just totally narcissistic. It's totally about my feelings and you hurt me. And I'm going to throw a tantrum and I'm not going to come out again and, you know, no more sex and no more this and until I get my way, until you got ... You know, you nurture me, you feed me, you take care of me, and then I'm going to give you back. Then I'm going to take care of you. Then I'm going to ... Come on, Cancer can be like more emotionally manipulative. 4th house energy. It's just like, you know, come on, you know. Using that intuition, using that space to, you know, like, okay, let's see, you know, let's make them feel guilty about this or bad about that and move them over there and, you know, and then when they, you know, it's, can get pretty murky down there. We got Black Moon Lilith. She's still down there in Cancer too. We got our angry woman in there. Been suppressed for 6,500 years. We can all get down on the men, all get down on the masculine. How cold and hard and ruthless that Capricorn party is up there. Externalized, blame, shame. Yeah, Cancer can judge just as much as its polarity Capricorn. So, to balance out Jupiter in Cancer, subjective, objective. Balancing duty, responsibility, money, business with home life, family, my own emotional needs, taking time off, not getting lost in ambitious projects and, you know, worldly success, but finding that still point within. And not, again, then, getting overly still. I'm not coming out of my room. Breathe, breathe. It's all breathing. It's all that this all is. And when you're fully inhaled, exhale. And when you're totally exhaled, inhale. And just, it's at that point in between where there is the consciousness, in between the inhale and the exhale, suspend the breath, close off the mind. You stop breathing, you stop thinking. Slow down that breath. Get out there naturally. Let's finish up with Mars and Libra. I don't think there's any way around confrontation in our relationships these days. one relationship or another. I'm not saying all your relationships. I'm not saying your most significant other. It could be business partners, family members, but the other in general. And this also goes for countries and United Nations. I don't know if I talked about America, you know, in the whole chart of the United States, all being all this cancer stuff going on. And this is triggering superpower issues. But this Mars in Libra, for everybody, is like 7 months till July. This Mars in Libra. You know, Mars is like, let's duel, let's fight, let's argue. Coming through that 7th sign of Libra, you know, is that we can feel attacked. We can feel, you know, hey, what are you doing? Cut it out. I thought we were friends. Wow. As this, you know, as everybody's getting stirred and you know, woken and awakened, you know, they just like blurt out some things that Uranus and Aries just blurts, blunt, spontaneous. Oh, Freudian slip. Shouldn't have said that. Now they know how I really feel. and that's perfect for Mars in Libra, you know. And the other goes, whoa, cut it out. So again, the Mars in Libra also does want to avoid conflict, wants peace, wants harmony, can stay on the surface, and let's not, we look good together. You know, our photos on Facebook, you know, are fine. We should stay together. You know, let's get off the surface, airy, Libra quality, and Mars wants to, you know, come out with some words. Scales. Athena, ruler of Libra, was the goddess of wisdom and war. Boom! Libra's no pussycat. No. That intellect, those words, especially with Mars in Libra, Mars in the 7th house, can really cut deep. You know? Cynicism, sarcasm, passive-aggressive forms of communication. So this Mars in Libra, now is this time to balance that. Again, it's not overly aggressive, it's not overly passive, it's not suppressing my truth in order to maintain harmony in the relationship, which then down the road leads to rotten apples and smelly garbage, but to let it out, not boisterously, not overly aggressively with the Pluto and Uranus going on. The trick is to you know, surf that wave with balance. And this is a time, it's big waves coming in. It's exciting surfing. You see yourself more clearly. You see your relationships more clearly. You see your future more clearly. It's like, man, if you take this opportunity, this is like huge clear out. This is like we've all been driving around with a big garbage truck full of garbage. We're all garbage people here. This is a time of like making it to the dump. This is a time where you can let go of more karma, more shit, more heavies, more, you know, resolve more issues and come into greater clarity than like frickin' ever, like for a very long time. And this next 6 months is, you know, popcorn popping awareness when it comes to the pan of awareness. Anyway, I gotta stop talking. That's enough for today. Let's get to the mantra, a 2-week mantra here. Yeah. When clearing the past, to begin anew. To my deepest self, I must be true. And not be passive or aggressive, but resolve old issues with heartfelt compassion. I just couldn't get it to rhyme this week. I mean, I really liked the rhymes and stuff, but you know, passive and aggressive. I couldn't just, you know, so, you know, compassion. It's kind of there. It's not so much whether it rhymes or not, but it is this mantra and the repetition of the mantra creates a certain headspace, a certain vibration, a certain heart space. And it's not even in the words trigger the feelings, and just sit with that feeling, sit with that vibration after repeating that mantra a few times. When clearing the past to begin anew, to my deepest self, I must be true and not be passive or aggressive, but resolve old issues with heartfelt compassion. And let's just not remember, with Jupiter in Cancer, North Node Saturn in Scorpio, have compassion for yourself. A lot of times we can think about compassion as sympathy for the other. But keep that compassion also balanced. Have compassion for the other, but also have compassion for yourself. Stand in your Capricorn power, the author of your own life. To your own self be true. Do not be intimidated. Do not be dominated. Speak your Mars in Libra, not harshly, not angrily, but do speak it. And the waves are gonna ripple, baby. Ow! Namaste. Aloha. So much love. Happy New Year. See you in 2014 next year.